Greetings. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Hope this day finds you safe, healthy, happy, and thriving, doing your absolute best to enjoy your existence. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing, however you're doing it, just having a great time in that space. Let's go right to Dr. Holmes here and see what we got from him this day. Okay, another long one here. I think we read that one just recently, so we're just going to turn the page. I allow the divine wholeness to flow through me in ever-widening circles of activity. Every good I have experienced is now increased. Every joy that has come into my life is now multiplied. There is a new influx of inspiration into my thought. I see more clearly than ever before that my divine birthright is freedom, joy, and eternal goodness. I realize that this same birthright is bequeathed to all people. I rejoice that everyone has this common good. The divine presence interprets itself to me through love and friendship, through peace and harmony. Knowing that life gives according to my faith, I lift my mind, I elevate my faith, I listen deeply to the song of my being. And so it is. Wow. Okay, that spoke to me a little bit there. It's the if you saw the announcement of the show today, you would see that it was about love thy neighbor. Is my thought for the day, and you know, that's love thy neighbor to me today is about something that I've struggled with this week, which is interesting, and I'll tell you why. And it's about the world we live in right now. It's about the country we live in. It's about the divisive nature of our ideologies, our politics, and it came home to roost to me this week. First, in a very very profound, positive way, and then just today in a not so positive way. So let's. I want to talk about that. If you're out there, please. The subject is love thy neighbor. Please make a comment, ask a question, give me your thoughts. I want to know what you think about this because it's important. We live in a very, very, very divided time. We live in a time where there are people refer to it as cognitive dissonance, which is really about the idea that we are coming from two different points of view. We're seeing the same thing from different places. We're seeing the same thing and coming up with different answers and different results. We are looking at the same thing and seeing and taking from it different facts. It has to do with the information silos that we live in. Those of us who are would be consider ourselves more on the left, get our information from one set of places, and those of us who consider ourselves more on the right, we get our stuff from another set of circumstances or another set of information sources. And, you know, I make no bones about the fact that as far as I'm concerned, the science of mind, spirituality, new thought is very much aligned with the liberal mindset, with the progressive mindset. There's nothing about there's nothing about what passes for conservatism now in this point in time that I think aligns with new thought at all, with the science of mind in particular. I don't think it aligns with it even a little. Because the conservatism that is what's called conservatism now is really very radical, very very divisive, very hate-filled. It's not the conservatism of my dad. It's certainly not the conservatism of conservative icons of H.W. Bush, of Reagan, people who I don't agree with on much of anything, but they had a conservative point of view that they wanted to use to embrace everyone, not to divide us. Feeling a little parched there, get a little water. Even W was more of in his own words, a uniter, not a divider. Even if he did divide us a little bit, his purpose was more to have people see his conservative mindset. So, what am I talking about here? I'm going to be very, very vulnerable and very personal about this today. My beloved Lisa and I went to a business trip. We went to Nashville, Tennessee. Just by sheer circumstance, someone who's standing in front of us in line is just this lovely woman and her son. And while we're waiting in line to get in the door, we start chatting. And the next thing you know, we develop a friendship with this lovely woman. and her son, and they live in the Midwest, the way north Midwest, and we just developed a relationship, and then we became Facebook friends, and we've had some very, very, very wonderful, kind, thoughtful, almost loving kind of exchanges with this person. Um, and I know she's not a spiritual person. I know she's she's a religious person. She's a person of faith, which is, to whatever works for you. The reason there are so many pathways to God is because God is the only place to go. So whatever gets you there, I'm all for it. But my path is more of the spiritual, the science of mind, the new thought, than religious. And but still, we had this really, really cool relationship, and we've had this great interchange on Facebook, and we've gotten along really, really well. And I guess this woman went on vacation with her family, and there's someplace at a beach, and there's a picture that I don't know if her family did this or if someone else did this, but in the sand is this huge carving of Trump 2024. And I went, oh my God. I kind of felt that she was a conservative. I kind of felt that she would probably lean more Republican than Democrat. But to see this, and to, again, this is very vulnerable. And I don't mean this political. This is about the personal feeling of loving your neighbor. This is about me thinking to myself, people who are still supporting Trump are not, they're not smart enough to be my friends. They're not integral enough to be my friends. And then I thought, wow, this lovely woman was our friend before I knew her politics. And right away, I had this feeling that I really haven't experienced too many times before since 2016, 2015, this idea that, okay, this person is my friend, and they have a different point of view politically than me, and I'm not about to let that destroy this friendship because I care about this person. So it was a kind of an awakening, if you will, for me around my judgment towards people who are on the I can only call it the far right if they're supporting that particular person. That's the far right for me. But I not only have friends that I'm sure support that I don't know their political leanings, but I also know I have family members who support that. I have siblings who support that, and it's a point of interest for me that I have serious judgment around that. But at the same time, I'm judging people that I care about and love a great deal. And I really have to find a pathway for me around that. I can't do that. By the way, I see you guys are out there. Please make a comment, ask a question. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. So that was the first initial thing there. This lovely person supports the radical right as far as I'm concerned. And I made a conscious decision that I really am going to set the politics aside, even though I'm kind of a political animal in a lot of ways. I'm setting the politics aside for the purposes of realizing this is my friend, as well with my siblings who I know have voted that way to the right. They're my siblings. They're my brothers and sisters, and I love them. Actually, I don't think they're any of my brothers. I think a couple of my sisters. But anyway, today, I'm taking a nap and wake up from the nap, and my beloved Lisa hears me waking up from my nap. And she says, I have something to show you. And she says it in a very sad voice. And I start walking towards her. I said, is it bad? She said, yes. And she said, and I'm so sorry. And I'm thinking, oh my God, we got a plumbing problem. We got some kind of problem with the house. Something terrible is going on here that I'm going to take care of. Call a plumber, blah, 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 whatever. She walks me into her office on the back side of the house, and she opens the blinds in the window to her office. And behind us on the four-door garage that our next door neighbor has, like kind of it's our properties, the dividing line is kind of at an angle. So it's almost like his part of this garage is in our backyard. If you drive up our driveway, it's right in front of your face, but it's the property goes off to the right, and he's off to the left. And there he's always had an American flag right in the middle of it, which, American flag. It's America. We're Americans. And this morning, I guess he put up a North Carolina flag to the left of it, which is really cool. But Lisa opens the blinds, and what is there but a 4-foot by 6-foot Confederate flag? And I was instantaneously distraught. I was instantaneously angry. I was appalled. I believe to my core that the Confederate flag is the ultimate expression of stupidity. It is the flag of hate. It is a flag of the enemy. It is the flag of the defeated traitors to the United States of America. And it signals, it's a symbol of hate. In the United States in the year 2024, it is a symbol of hate. It is a symbol of racism. And anybody with half a brain knows that, including the people who hang it. And they hang it for a reason. Now, this is my next door neighbor, and we've lived here now for 14 months. This is our 15th month, I believe, or is this, let's see, this is 13, 14, 15. This is our 15th month here in lovely Mocksville, North Carolina. And we've gotten along very well with this neighbor. We're not the same people. He's 10 years older than me, but there's 10 years here and there's 10 years there. I mean, his 10 years was a whole lot harder than my 10 years is going to be. Let's put it that way. It's, because it's just whatever. Guy's got a background in farming, and he was a mechanic, and he did all kinds of, had a lot of experiences in his 84 years on this planet, or 83 years on this planet. And, nice guy. We've gotten along with him all along. He's little, can be a little dense, if you will. We've not agreed on some things. He's got a dog that barks incessantly that I convinced him to get a bark collar for it, and he put the bark collar on himself and decided that the shock was too much to put on his little dog. And I tried to explain to him that if the shock collar was going to hurt the dog, they'd be illegal, but wouldn't put it on there. And it's one of these little Chihuahua something mixes, and it just barks like at nothing. It barks at the air, and it barks from the minute it hits the deck till the minute it goes back inside. And you can even hear it barking inside if you go outside. But anyway, so there's that little bit of difference here and there. But then he hangs up this Confederate flag. My beloved Lisa and I, we talked about it. I was halfway out the door to confront him. And Lisa talked me down from that one. We thought about it for a minute, and we actually called one of my sisters and her husband more to talk to them. They're very rational. My brother-in-law is a very thoughtful man, a couple of years older than me. He's just a very thoughtful human being, very kind and compassionate human being. And we decided we would talk to them. And basically we had a decent conversation around the idea that this is what it is. My sister-in-law, Lisa's sister, sent Lisa a text message and said, you know what? First Amendment guarantees they can hang whatever flag they want to hang outside. And this is the South, and that's just what we're going to see. It's just part and parcel of the deal. It is, but people like to say it's their heritage, but you know what? The swastika is part of the heritage of Germany, and it's illegal in Germany. I believe to my core, the Confederate flag should be illegal because it is the defeated, traitorous enemy of the United States of America. Why anyone would fly that flag is beyond me. But also, in this day and age, as I said a little bit ago, it is an incredible signal of hate. I can see you guys are out there. I've got my comments open. If you want to make a comment, you want to say something, or give me a heart or a like or something, I would be thrilled to interact with you and answer your questions or address any comments you might have or any part of this subject you want to talk about. But so the subject is love thy neighbor. And it's, and it's love thy neighbor. And you've all seen some semblance of this, that the from a biblical standpoint, is love thy neighbor. And yes, that's your gay neighbor. Yes, that's your neighbor of color. Yes, that's your neighbor who's sloppy. Yes, it's your neighbor who's homeless. Yes, it's your neighbor who's of a different religion. Yes, it's your neighbor who's of a different political point of view. Yes, it's your neighbor who disagrees with you on everything under the sun. Yes, it applies to your neighbor with the barking dog. Yes, it applies to every neighbor, every single being on this planet, not just the humans. And I guess the way for me to accomplish that is to stop and think about the fact that people do not have the same point of view that I have. People are not of the same intellect as me. Whether I'm more intelligent or less intelligent is not the point. It's so much as that we are not of the same intelligence, and we do not have the same perspective of life, and we do not get our information from the same sources, and we have not had the same experiences. And everything that has transpired in the entirety of the history of the universe has come together for me to experience this particular moment where my next door neighbor has hung up the Confederate flag. I cannot dispute that this is what has happened, that this is where I am. This is what I can see. Right now, I'm looking out a window here in the room where I do I set up my studio to do my show. I can't see the flag. I can only see the trees in the back, but I meditate when it's really cold outside or unpleasant outside. I meditate in this room, excuse me, really close to the window, and I will be able to see that Confederate flag. But it's not for me to be pissed off. It's not for me to be hurt. It's not for me to be infuriated. It's not for me to be sad or depressed. Yes, it's ugly. Yes, to me, it's an ultimate sign of stupid, but it is my next door neighbor's full right to hang that flag out. And we've had no arguments with this guy. We've gotten along with them. We've helped them when they needed help because they're a little bit older and frail, or more frail, if you will. And we've done our best to help them and to be neighborly and to get along with them. And so far, so good. And the flag could have been the ultimate destruction of that if we had not taken a beat. If I had run out of the house the way I was on my way to, with just kind of going off half-cocked, if you will, just to get over there and rail about the ugliness and the stupidity and the hate-filled nature of that stupid flag, I would have started some kind of a war, and which I didn't do. Thank God for Lisa. She stopped me from doing that. Anyway, it's about finding the path. What is the pathway to love the person with whom you disagree? On any level, on every level. And Lisa just posted on the comments here, the answer is always love. The answer is love. Whatever the question is, the answer is love. And in this particular case, the question is big. The question is ugly. The question is about the difference between right and wrong, good and bad, wonderful and despicable. But the response to all of the negative is always love. And in the biblical sense, it's about I'll hate the flag. I'll hate that it's hanging out there, but I can't hate the neighbor. I have to love the neighbor. And I have to be forgiving around the ignorance of hanging that flag and the ignorance of the stupidity of that flag. I see there are folks out there, it's love thy neighbor. Give me an example, if you can, in the comments. Give me an example of your struggles or your challenges with loving your neighbor. Anyway, it's a Confederate flag. It's hanging up. It's the South. It happens. It's just definitely falls in that category. Shit happens, man. And it's just, we joked with my brother-in-law and sister that we thanked them for talking us off the ledge. They talked me off the ledge more than Lisa. She was a little bit more level-headed about it than I was, because I'm infuriated by that flag. I hate everything that stands for. But I can't hate the neighbor that hung it. I have to continue to get along to love that neighbor. So that's it for me. That's what I got for you today. If you got a comment, got a thought, something I left out, any example of loving your neighbor, please throw it up there, throw it into the comments, and let's take the conversation a little bit further. I want you to always remember that New Thought Media Network is a nonprofit organization. We thrive on the basis of your generosity and your donations. Please go to ntmedia.org, click on donate, and we are always immensely grateful for anything and everything that you deign to contribute to our cause. If you like the New Thought Media Network, if you like what we're doing, if you like my show, please go to ntmedia.org and click on donate and give us whatever works for you. Please always remember that this show is brought to you by HempWorks, the producers of the cleanest, purest, most diverse, and most potent collection of hemp and CBD infused products on the planet. I took a dropper full of this CBD, which I normally take just before I go to bed. I took a dropper of this just before the show so I could calm down about my silly Confederate flag next door. Our HempWorks hemp infused coffee, our CBD infused coffee, 5 milligrams of CBD in every cup, along with some chaga mushroom for your health and well-being. Don't also remember that part of HempWorks is part of My Daily Choice. My Daily Choice also under that umbrella has the Mantra Essential Oil Collection. These essential oils are the cleanest and purest, longest lasting essential oils you will find anywhere. We'll give you a 60-day money-back guarantee on that. You try these over whatever essential oils you're using now, and I guarantee you will not go back. One final HempWorks product, brand new one, highly concentrated CBDA. This is an amazing product, great for pain relief and for stress relief. Highly concentrated CBD. I just mentioned I took a dropper full of my CBD before the show. With the CBDA, I take 2 drops under my tongue to use it to get the benefits from it. So that's it. If you want to reach me, you can send me an email at teamrockitnow@gmail.com. You can find my beloved Lisa and I on our branded Facebook page, Vibrant Aging, which goes along with this show, Vibrant Living. And once again, teamrockitnow@gmail.com is how you can find me. As always, I am immensely grateful for the great gift of your time and your attention. I wish you all the love and all the blessings that the universe has to offer. I hope you will join me next Thursday and every Thursday at 2 o'clock Mountain, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And until then, my friends, namaste.